Hey, what's going on, crypto people? Hey, listen, market's doing what the market does. I mean, it's cool to see Bitcoin 66,000 or so. That's pretty awesome. But haven't we been there already? I mean, the market is still ranging. Bitcoin is still raging. We're not at 3 trillion plus in the total cryptocurrency market cap yet. So, it kind of is what it is, right? The market is just doing what the market does. Got a couple of interesting posts from Metal Law, man. Seems like a really sharp guy. I'm looking forward to meeting him one day. And we're going to share a little something from a very interesting interview with Ray Fuentes from Link2 and a panel of 5 people, including Stephen Narioff. Was kind of supposed to be about ETH. Mario was on there, and Jimmy Valley was on there. And you guys know from the channel, I've um, had a certain respect for this guy because I think he operates in a place that a lot of us have not seen before or been in these kind of places. And he has some interesting, very, very interesting insight for sure. I'm going to share just a couple of minutes from that video because I think that it's enlightening, and I think it's like it's the real deal. It's one of those things where we just really have to open our eyes to the bigger picture of what's really, 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 really going on. And then Molly Elmore has something that I couldn't agree with her more. 1000% agree with her more. And then kind of, I think in the past, I've differed. We've had some different views on stuff. I haven't publicly shared those, but my respect for what she had to say here at the end of this video, because I think it is 1000% correct. So in any case, guys, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. So Meta Lawman shares something that we said on his channel was going to happen because the digital asset space voter is very powerful. The crypto holders vote. It's going to be very, very powerful. So Meta Lawman's reposted Representative Wiley Nichols' post. Representative Nichols said, I spoke with Taylor Barr, I think that's Marjorie, at the Digital Chamber Carmen, I think, but I don't know, it says Taylor Barr, at the Digital Chamber Blockchain Summit about all things crypto. And my frustration, I guess that's not Marjorie, I guess that was the person hosting it, yeah. And my frustration with the SEC's regulation by enforcement. It was an honor to receive the Blockchain Policy Champion Award. What? The Blockchain Policy Champion Award for my work to ensure crypto remains a bipartisan issue. Meta Lawman reposted that and says, everybody say it together, bipartisan. The young guns in the Democratic Party are coming out in favor of reasonable regulation of the digital asset economy so that the U.S. can once again be home for game-changing innovation. And I think I commented on this. This is what the right side of history looks like. Let's see if I commented here or not. Or did I just repost it? Maybe I just repost it. But in any case, this is, so the U.S. can once again be home for game-changing innovation. Okay. That's cool. There's an element of truth to that, but ultimately, this is about recognizing, right? I think I reposted it. I said something along the lines of, this is because they got their people to get their people to run the numbers and see where the numbers are. In other words, what are people like John Deaton doing? How much backing does he really have? What's the influence that the digital asset holder has or will have in the coming elections? That is what this is about. And It's just that the Dems, the younger Dems, are waking up to that reality sooner than others. Now, another interesting post from Metal Lawman says, now, Bitcoin Magazine put this out. Metal Lawman reposted it. So, I don't know what's up Bitcoin Magazine. Maybe we can get the deep researchers to actually see if this stuff is correct. You know how we get. Bitcoin Magazine said, just then, Millennium Management discloses that it holds 2 billion in spot Bitcoin ETFs and new SEC filings. So I don't know, but I guess the Twitter sleuths and your deep researchers in the XRP community can see if this is factual or not. 2 billion. And a lawman reposts and says Millennial Management is one of the largest hedge funds on the planet with 64 billion in assets under management. Millennium deciding to pump 2 billion into Bitcoin ETF is a big deal. Now, there's some Vanguard stuff going around, right? I know we talked about it. We talked about this on the channel, how that was not a great move by the former CEO to talk about, right in the midst of, iShares from BlackRock and Cathie Wood's thing, and who's the number 2 player right now? Is it Fidelity? To come out and say, yeah, we're not in, and we're not going to do this. We're not Bitcoin's that. It was the dumbest thing ever. All that money flowed in and, setting records for ETFs, set a record for ETFs. The Bitcoin ETF did. It was just a matter of time before that dude from Vanguard was out. And who did they replace him with? The former BlackRock dude? That was just not smart. The digital asset space is here. It is coming. It will replace the old traditional financial system. It's just a matter of who's going to go kicking and screaming and who's going to just embrace it. That's all it is. That's all the question is. Now, I'm going to let you listen to Jimmy Valley again. It's just my respect for this dude. I wish him success in his endeavors. And I appreciate that he takes the time to really kind of open the eyes of the naive in this country and in the digital asset space. Take a listen.
I think we'll always remember the contributions that Ethereum brought to the table in the same way that AOL brought instant messaging, even though people make it fun of if they still use an AOL email address.
I think my mother still.
Assuming it plays out like that, embraced crypto, right?
For the public markets. Let's start with you a little bit more. As this nascent asset class exceeds beyond a $2 trillion market cap, as stable coin regulations come into the fold here in the US, as MiCA also gets launched overseas, creating a consistent regulatory framework for crypto abroad. What do you anticipate the market to look like in the next 4 years under the new administration and with stablecoin issuers like Circle having entered the public markets? Let's start with you, Jimmy.
Oh, I was hoping to have somebody else answer that question first. So I could.
How about
the new administration?
Okay.
Is the new administration going to be the old administration or the older administration? What administration? I do think obviously Trump's come out and embraced crypto, right? I think Ryan Selkis was at Mar-a-Lago or something with them, and they even had some like gold branding on his podium or something where he's like Trump's pro crypto or something like that. So assuming it plays out like that, I think that could be helpful. I think there are bigger things at play. There's a movement globally to move back to a sound money standard, a gold standard. I think now 45 states have removed all taxation on transactions in precious metals and capital gains and things like that. I think that
45 states. What is that about? No capital gains for transactions in precious metals. What is a transaction in precious metal? Like, what are you what are you gonna transact in like palladium? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, gold and silver is, the deal. But I think that's interesting that 45 states did that, just like we heard about Glint, um, uh, and Texas kind of taking a lead on some stuff. Just to let you know. But that's interesting to hear Jimmy say that.
Politically, I think we're becoming more decentralized. We're even what happened to Stephen. Stephen is an American hero, right? Because of what he went through. Horrible to have to go through it, but he survived. I wish him all the best on his. He should get treble damages for what he's even suing. It's a big number, right? But he should get treble damages for, and then think of all the good things that he will go and do with that money. But politically, society, humanity is moving towards less centralization. We want more power over our individual decisions and things of that. So I see that's a big part of what's impacting these industries. From a business standpoint, I can tell you the wave is coming in so rapidly now. Larry Fink really kicked it. He poked the big hole in the dam type of thing. But even today, I was reading that Vanguard said they weren't going to have a crypto ETF, a Bitcoin ETF. Well, guess what? That's in January. We're in May. Their CEO is out. The guy who filed the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF, new CEO, right? This is going to be happening, and I predict it's going to be this year. If you are a anti-crypto CEO, certainly of any financial type driven institution, you're going to be decapitated. You're going to be removed because this is the way the world is going, like it or not. We know very, very well that most of the major institutions know this is an issue for them. They want to transfer into digital. They have no clue how to do it. So they're looking now to what they're calling crypto native companies and people like everybody on this call and everybody probably watching this call to basically do it for them, because they've lived in a world where you just throw money at the problem, outsource, get somebody else to do that heavy lifting for me because they don't want to think about it or whatever. And there's not really that many people who can even have a conversation about what is necessary to do and traverse the project management process of taking assets that live in a paper world and moving them into a real digital asset world. So this has just begun. It's going to get really, really exciting. And I think, my advice for people, entrepreneurs, people involved in the space is do exactly what you want to do. Be patient. A lot of people are chasing kind of, venture capital dollars or seed investment dollars because they want to implement everything like right now. And I've certainly been there, but just hold out to your vision and what you really want to do, because it's coming your way. You're going to be able to kind of pick and choose the subject matter that you want to focus on that really kind of gets you inspired and where your creativity will really blossom. And
I agree with him 100%. What he's saying is, it's been around the block a bit and been in some spaces that a lot of people haven't been in, and he can see what's coming. And I couldn't agree with him more. For me, you don't have to take a back seat. We've been here early, and we're going to be blessed because of that. And some of us, still got one foot in the old financial system and, one foot in the other one, not sure what how things are going to navigate. And I just agree with Jimmy. I think that, can't put the genie back in the bottle. This thing's going to be bigger than what people think. And, we all have to make our own decision on what kind of footprint we're going to want to leave in this digital asset space, but just understand that you can. We talk about to traditional financial products all the time and how they're not so exciting and how it's not the future. It's just our view at the Crypto Seekers Home. And we look forward to the new financial system, new financial products. And we have an opportunity since we're here first to really get a great understanding for what's coming, especially in things, just one thing. DeFi is just one part. It's one part of the digital asset space. It's going to be a big part, but it's one part. Wait till we get to the tokenization of all things. Now, I want to let you guys listen to Molly. Hers is really quick, but fascinating to me. And it's interesting. You can tell that she's read books like The Creature from Jekyll Island, like I have. You can tell that she's read The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, like I have, both books, right? Interesting take here on the end here. Let's take a listen.
There's this other system that just saying, right, you know, or just as much as we love crypto,
Off organically with no interference. We've lived in this world
or pro crypto or negative, everybody's pro crypto. The question is who's going to control the future of crypto, you know, and, you know, there's the decentralized where nobody's in control of it and everybody's in control of it at the same time. And then there's the group in the government that is like, we're going to control it. And I think that's really where the battle is just coming down to. And that's what we were talking about.
Well received, sir. Before we end the room, any final last words, Jimmy, Molly, Steven?
I think the level playing field can be looked at from a different direction, which is we've lived in this world where the dollar has dominated and has been used as a political weapon to harm people in many other countries. Wars have been started. You know, if you look at the history of Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi attempting to trade oil outside of the dollar system. So if the blockchain technology had taken off organically with no interference, it's very likely due to the US innovation sort of philosophy that the US would have dominated the crypto blockchain ecosystem. And the countries around the world wouldn't have really been able to compete fairly in a new money system that requires technology understanding. So the US being held back might end up being like the solution to a global peace, to be honest, and that these other countries now have this infrastructure in place. They know how it works. They're using this stuff. And then once the US is kind of like a racehorse that's like let out of the gate, these other countries, like it's like golf handicap, like they have a little bit of a head start so that we have this level playing field and everybody can compete and participate in the global marketplace without the US just automatically dominating right at the start.
Yeah, and Jimmy follows up on that as well. But that's an interesting point. You know, I don't know if the U.S. was held back. The U.S. investors were held back. But the fact that the United States, you know, did make a decision to slow things down so that they can kind of figure out a way to control it, like Stephen Narioff was saying. He was saying that, you know, the U.S. doesn't want to kill crypto. They want to be able to control it. And I think Molly made a great point that, you know, she talked about for peace sake. Think about that, for peace. So for the in the interest of peace, that it's a blessing that the U.S. decided to not embrace it and slow it down. Because now in a level playing field sort of way, other nations can have a head start, which means, you know, perhaps those other nations, we will be able to, you know, get that foot off their neck, right? And figure out their own form of money, figure out their own monetary policy, and figure out their own way to store their money instead of it being enforced down their throat, right? So there it is, fam. This wraps up your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 2 minutes. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you've been hanging out watching the crypto season, you've enjoyed those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.